You are welcome to this opportunity presentation webinar tonight. And let me start by introducing myself. My name is Afolabi, and one of the mentors on Tradershub. Tradershub, for those of us maybe don't know for the first time, Tradershub is a platform. It's a training platform where we teach people, we mentor people on forex trading and trading the financial market. And we have mentors and we have our senior mentors. And I also like to thank him for bringing this opportunity. What we are trying to do also is we are trying to see how we can. We have students, we have people, we have a family, but we are also looking for how we can. We are also looking for how we can actually reach out to. So I want to welcome all of you once again to this opportunity webinar. And today, basically, we'll be talking more about. Let me know, guys, if you can see my screen. My mic, okay. Let me know, guys, if you can hear me better now. And if you can also see my screen, just type yes. You can hear me better. Type yes on the chat box. Can you hear me very well now, guys? I'm waiting for you. Type yes. Can you hear me very well now? Okay. Okay. If you can see my screen, type S. S for seeing my screen. If you can see my screen, type S. The chat box. If you can see my screen, type S. I will be sure that everything is fine. Good. Okay. Okay. Thank you. I think you can continue. Okay, good. Okay, so as I was saying, today we'll be looking more at, first of all, most of the time we're going to look at volatility index, binary, B75. Apart from trading the currency pairs, what I also do is I trade binary. I trade it with a lot. And there's one thing that I've discovered and makes me fall in love with when it comes to binary is the fact that, this is a market that is not actually, just like our main currency pair, it's not actually affected by news. That's the first thing. Basically, it's all about technical analysis. And secondly, this is a market that is open 24/7, whether there is public holiday on weekends. So even after making all the money on forex during the week, I just feel like, okay, let me make money for weekend. I want to take my family out, I want to take my girlfriend out, I want to take myself out to have a nice time. I decide to make money on binary. So my voice is not clear. Is can any other person confirm if my voice is clear or not? If my voice is clear, type that your voice is clear so that I will know if it's this person that is having issues. My voice clear enough for you? If it's clear, type your voice is clear. It's not clear, okay. Okay. My voice is clear. Some people are saying my voice is clear. Okay, I'm using my mic. Let me try and off the mic and see if that was better. Okay. Don't give me 2 minutes, right? 2 seconds, brother. Okay. Um,
Can you guys hear me clearly now? No, okay. No problem. Thank you. So I think we can continue. This is the mic I'm using. Okay, good, great. Better now, loud and clear. Okay. Okay. Okay, so as I was saying, uh, so that actually made me fall in love with binary since 20. The first time I traded was 2018, and 2019 I traded very well. 2020 traded very well, and even up to now. So, and one thing I've noticed about when it comes to binary trading is the fact that see, if you are patient enough and you know what you are doing, honestly, you are going to make a lot of money trading binary because especially when you are trading with 75. The truth is, it's a very volatile market. At the same time, if you are not over leveraging and all your risk management is good, are going to make money, even with starting with $100 account of a seller. And I want you guys to know too that this webinar is actually not about uh, us talking about what is forex, what is pivot, what is leverage, stop loss, and the likes. No, it's just for us it's just for us in traders how to share our knowledge more with people. From either you are a family, you join us or not, just want to share. It's an opportunity where we can share part of our knowledge, part of what our people are engaged in traders all the day. So we are not going to, of course, if you don't have the knowledge of forex or whatsoever before, you don't expect us to just come in and start from the scratch. We believe that okay, if you have had prior knowledge of done your this thing, even if you have not joined traders up yet, you have the knowledge about it. So it's just for us to come here and just share our knowledge about trading, how we analyze, what you need to look out for by trading, and so that you can understand better how we do our things in traders Hub and how we make our money. So I'm only saying this so that you guys know that I'm not going to go vertically into the basic. More or less, we'll be talking about technical today, technical analysis. That's what I'll be talking on this webinar. And when we are through, or during the course of the webinar, if you have any question, please just try and write them down. Because at the end of the webinar, at the end of the session, we are going to be a question time when I'm going to tell you guys to type your questions in the chat box, then I do justice to them. Okay, so let's move on. So now, and another thing I've noticed about binary that threw me is the fact that it obeys technical analysis a lot. But if you're not patient enough as a trader, by trading binary, honestly, it can burn you very fast. That's the truth. Patience is key. When you're trading the forex market, definitely patience is key. As a trader, you need to be patient to make money. So, and this also applies to trading binary, trading V75. You have to be patient enough to trade this account and make money in it. And I'll be please writing on my screen. Tony, see how you writing on my screen. And another thing about binary is the fact that is can you erase it? So another thing about binary is the fact that you know when there is movement, especially when you catch the movement and you see the breakout, the movement is going to be as in it's going to be a wonderful movement. You can have movement of within hours, you can have movement of about 500 pips, that's about 5,000 points, 500 pips, 600 pips in a day on binary. And the truth is, you don't even get that in a day when it comes to forex trading. Maybe average of 100, 120, 200 pairs, that's the GBP pairs and probably gold at times. When you talk about some other players like Euro USD, in a day they might do 80, they might do 50, they might do 30. So these are parts of the reasons why I also enjoy trading binary. I also enjoy trading binary. And it gives me joy when I enter a trade and I can see a movement and I see my TP. I see it get into my TP within hours and few, understand. So, but like I said, what I'll be sharing with you guys tonight is I'm going to share the knowledge on how you can trade this successfully. That's the truth. And I will try and do justice as much as I can. I will try and share what I can share with you guys. And the knowledge I have, the things I've learned about binary, what has been making me profitable in it, I'm going to share with you guys as much as I can. Yes, I'm recording. Okay, so now let's go to it. And now let me tell you this. What I'm sharing with you, the case study today is going to be on P75. What I'm sharing with you on P75, I want you to know that it's applicable to all binary pairs. Either you are trading crash, you are trading boom, you are trading VIS 100, you are trading VIS 50, you are any step index, these things are applicable. It's just the normal way to analyze and what you need to look out for while trading. So the first thing I do, let's go. Let's start. When trading binary, okay, let me give you some tips. One of the things I've noticed when trading binary is the fact that it loves giving double tops and double bottom. Binary always love giving double tops and double bottoms, either on daily and a short. Most times daily and a short time frame. They love giving double bottom and double top. That's the first key point tonight. And another second key point is the fact that binary does a lot of retest. Once there is a break of either a neckline, a break of a trend line, a break out of a zone, a break out of resistance or support, then be expecting a retest. The retest might not happen immediately, but I can assure you that retest will happen. Binary love retest a lot. Love retest. Okay. So let's start. Now to our chart. For me, the first thing I do is I go to the daily time frame and check out what is being played out in the current market. And after that, the first thing I do is I try to look out for, okay, do I have a double bottom? Do I have a double top? Then mark out my resistance, my support, and probably my zones on daily. And if you look at this, the first thing we are going to see here is the fact that we have this giving us double top. The next area I'm going to mark out on daily is this neckline. And the next one I'm going to mark out on my daily is this. Okay. So those are the three key areas. And okay, let me add the fourth one. The fourth one is this because, like I said, binary has a major movement, and you can't know when this can actually happen. So that's the fourth area. So once I've marked out those areas, these are my areas that key levels I'll be looking at to take my actions on smaller time frames. So now, once I have those place marker, the second thing I do is I look at the trends and the market structures being played out even on the daily. Now, if we look at these trends, we can see that we have a an uptrend from this area. We have an uptrend from this area. So we'll be having higher highs, higher lows, higher high, higher lows, higher high, higher lows, higher high, higher lows, then a massive higher high, higher low. Now, after that, we have something like this is a lower high because you look at this, you see so that's not like a lower high, though not too clear. Then, but what gave me the confidence is the fact that we have another lower low. So having this lower low is telling me indirectly there is possibility, or let me say there is a change of trend because this low has broken this previous low, closing below. So since we now have a low that is lower than the previous low, then can you guys hear me now, please? Okay, sorry, it's my network. So okay, I have to reload this. Another thing about binary is the fact that this the trading view we are using doesn't actually save charts. Okay, so let me just quickly mark out those areas. Okay. Okay, guys, so let's move on. So let me quickly mark out those areas again. Okay, so let's move on. I was talking about structure. I said from here we can see that we have something like the uptrend started from here. I'll start having higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher higher low, higher high, and higher low. And now we've seen something like a break of structure because we now have another low lower than the previous low. So yeah, it's more or less like okay, it's giving us a change of trend. change of trend. So now, then you see this area is a very key area we actually need to watch out where the price is at presently. Uh, you can see that, okay, this is a neckline that was broken, and we have a lower low, indicating that probably we want to start the downtrend movement. So what we actually need to look at for now on the daily is we're going to see, are we going to have another lower high that will not take out this high, a high lower than this high. So if we have a high lower than this, something like this, are we going to have something like this? Are we going to have something like this? Are we going to have something like this? Coming down. So you look at that, we look at that projection. Then another thing we are going to look at is just the truth about trading is watch out. Look at what is going to happen. Are we going to have something that is even going to break the last high and start moving up? But like I used to say, you only trade what you see. Don't trade your assumption like I think it's going to come down. Testing this area. No. What if it doesn't do that? What if this now moves up to this level, break this last high, come back to retest, then start moving up? So I used to say it and I will keep on saying it. Only trade what you see. Trade what you see in the market. Don't trade your assumption or what you feel like is going to happen. And the mistake most people do, and in fact, 80% of traders, and that's why they've not been successful or making a lot of money, they only trade their assumptions. They trade what they feel is going to happen. This is what I think is going to happen. Oh, this is going to be a buy. This is going to be a sell. But when you are patient enough, you wait for your structure to form. You also wait patiently for your price action before you execute using other confluences like Fibonacci, trend line, support, resistance, and the like. Then it's 90 to 95% certain that you are going to make money trading forex. You're going to make money trading forex. So now, let's move on. After marking out and see what is playing out on the daily, okay? Now I've seen a low, lower than the previous low. So something more or less like something like another lower high trying to form, change of trend trying to form. But of course, I'm not sure yet. So what do? I go to my lower time frame. Like I told you, I don't pick trade on daily. I don't even pick trade on H4. I pick trade on H1. H1. And I do majority of my analysis, I do them on daily and H4. Then sometimes H1. So the next thing I do is I go to I have the areas I've marked out. I know what is playing on the daily. And the next thing I do is I go to my 4 hours time frame to see. You can see my screen, please type YYY so I will be sure that you guys can see what I'm doing. Okay, so and if you can see the areas that was marked out in our daily. You can see that there are these same areas that we actually need to look out for when on H4. Look at this. The first touch, second touch, and the third touch start coming down. Look at this area. We have a touch here. We have another touch here. We have, you can see all this playing out. So now, look at this area too. We have 1, 2, 3 touch. We have something like this. So what I do next, I try to draw zones where I can see them. For example, here. As the next thing I do on my H4. Don't forget, these lines are from daily. Those support are external lines. So I try to just zoom my H4 where I can see them. See another one. So now, after doing that, like I said, you can see the area. I remember on Friday morning, I believe my students, my mentees, so they should be eating this now, buying this. Because on Friday morning, we had a session. I had a session with them analyzing V75. And I told them my projection. And the what we projected is just enough. I told them at that time, I think Friday is on 11. Is it 11? Today is 14. Friday is on 12. Okay. Yes. The price is somewhere around this area. Around this area. In the morning, yes. It's around this area. And I told them that what I can see is I can see a double bottom forming on it. And once we get the double bottom, what we'll be looking at is our price action. I told them to say that they should watch out for engulfing on either H4 on H1. Then we execute. We buy. We buy. And there's another thing I also said with them, which is what I'm going to tell you guys to now. Okay, let's start from here. Let's start from here. What we can see from here is now let me also give you the third secret. Trading binary. The third secret is this. Now I said it loves forming double bottom, double top, especially on H4 and daily. This third secret I'm going to give you is the fact that once you see it hitting a zone on a resistance for the first time, movements don't always happen at the first touch. But at the second touch, giving it a double bottom, there's going to be a good movement out of that zone or out of that support or out of that resistance. That's another secret. A first touch on that resistance, support or zone won't give you, in fact, for me, for someone like me, I don't like trading it. I will always wait for the second touch, giving me that double bottom or that double top. After that, I can assure you are going to see a massive movement. And not only that, you see a break out of that, out of the area, the first movement gets you. Now, what I'm trying to say is this. For this one, this is the first touch. You can say start selling. This is more or less like the area it got to. So we can call this something like a neckline. Look at the second touch. The truth is, it's not as if the first touch is not going to make a move. Let me try and understand me. But I always love trading the second movement because it's going to move more than the first movement. It's going to move more than the first movement. So let's look at this. This happened, this touch happened, and we have a sell up to this video. That sell too is, let me check, it's how many pips? Let's see. It's about 640 pips. So let's check for the second one. Second movement is about 1,084 pips movement. Now, so as I was saying, the second movement always moves more than the first. And there is always most time a retest of that where the first movement gets to, which is what we call the neckline. And this is what you can see here. This is a retest. Can you see it? Start going down. This is another retest of that area. Start coming down. So things you have to watch out for is once you get the second movement, once you get the first movement, the second movement, then also watch out for a break of this neckline and a possible retest, then you can add position. Take it to your next support resistance or zone. Now, like I was saying, I told my students, my mentees, that we are going to see a break of this neckline and a retest. And I want us to look at it. And I told them that, okay, when we talk about structure too, that we need a high, higher than this for us to see, okay, that, okay, probably an uptrend that started now on H4 again. Then a retest. And exactly what we said happened. This is the high, the previous high when we analyze. This is the last high when we analyze on Friday. And we have a break of that area. We have higher high, and we have another higher low here. We have another higher low here, which is more or less like a retest of this same area. So can you guys see? It's a retest of this area, which have something like the price action candlestick. But like I said, I don't trick my trade. Note, I personally, I don't pick trades. Exactly when it comes to this, I don't pick it on H4. The rate candlestick of H4 can give you as much as 200, 300 pips. And so, and when you pick a trade on that, then your stop loss is going to, you understand, going to be very big. And now, let me also tell you on that. That's why I said, if you don't risk on volatility trading, you are going to make a lot of money. Now, if you are trading this, honestly, the highest, as in the minimum stop loss to use for you to be rest assured. It's either when you pick trading on H1 is probably between 80 and 150 pips. And as I was saying, let's take for example, you have $100 account. On volatility trading, we have loss size of as low as 0.001, which is 10 cents. So if you have about 100 pip stop, that means you are risking $10. And a movement can give you as much as 300. Today now, we have movement of about, I think, almost 400 pips. Almost 400 pips. This is today 14. That's it. Today 14. From here, let me see. How many pips we have today? Let me use the about 460 pips today alone. Volatility. Now, what I'm trying to tell you in essence is this: when trading volatility, break of structure is also very important. You have to watch that way. And like I said it love retest. If you miss the double top or the double bottom, don't panic, don't freak out. And now because of that, okay, let's say for example, you miss this double bottom. And when you get to the market, you saw it somewhere around there and just felt like, let me enter this market. Oh, okay, let me say somewhere around there, this candlestick. Just like, let me enter this market. Now look at this. It came down up to this level before started moving up. Instead of risking that, at times it can even come down up to this level and have a third touch, start first moving up again. Why not wait for you to break this neckline and you test here and you enter? Patience, please. So let's move on. So since after you discover your double bottom, you discover your double top on volatility on V on binary, then the next thing you have to watch out for, if you want to pick it from the second touch on the zone or the restart of the support, then the next thing you have to do is you go to your H1. You go to your H1. Now we've established this that okay, this is the first touch, and this area is a very key area. You can see this is the highest place the price got to before 16th of January. No, sorry, before 17th of January, that the price broke this area and give us a new high. This is the last high we've had in the market. We first of all had it on the 10th of January, came back on the 11th of January, market went down. We now have it again on the 16th of January. And on the 17th, it broke this region and came up, did about 1,800 pips from breaking into this upside. Now, I have been expecting it to come back to retest. That's why I told you, once it breaks it, you always see retest when it comes to binary. I've been expecting it to come back to retest this year and look at what the market has been doing, playing. You know, give us a double top, triple top again, came back. We started having lower highs, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, you know, lower high, lower low. Now about that lower high, then we have a double bottom and came back to retest again and give us double bottom, and the market started going up again. It's now at the next zone, next area, which is more or less serve as more or less like a neckline for us. Now, at this level, we are going to see. Let me tell you my prediction. We said that we have something like this. That we have something like this. That's my first projection. Or we have something like this. We continue with the higher highs and higher lows. Then we break the last high. Or we can have something like this. The market can keep on reading this price, this region, and start having something like this. Or like 1 or 2 months before now breaking out of this area. So, but in all, don't forget, only trade what you see. Now, having marked out those areas, having seen those areas, for you to enter a trade or for me to enter a trade, the next thing I do is, let me delete this. Next thing I do is I go to lower time frame. I go to my H1. I fix trade on H1 at times M30. So I now go to my H1, having marked out all those zones. Now, I've seen what is forming on H4. We have started having higher highs and higher lows on H4. But don't forget, on daily, we still have a low that is lower than previous low. So we are watching now if we are going to have something like a lower, another lower high on daily. Another lower high on daily. That's what we are watching out for daily. Now, Okay. So this is my H1. This trade, this is where I picked it yesterday. This candlestick. Are you see? On sorry, on Friday. Here I see this candlestick. Now, let me show you. I actually have two entries. You know, I was talking about the double bottom, and we have it on H4. And the first entry I had was at the close of this candlestick. This candlestick, I entered and I placed my stop loss. Let me draw it so that you guys can see. I placed my stop loss below that area. Then I have my first TP here. As I'm risking 147 pips and I made 376 pips. That was the first trade I took. Then the second entry I now have was at the close of this candlestick, which is like the retest. This candlestick, this one, this candlestick, are you see? At the close of this candlestick, so I entered here. Let me do it again. I entered there, placed my stop loss below this area, 129, and I took my profit this line. So I risked another 135 to make 288. And look at what happened. It didn't come to my stop loss. The market went up. Now, guys, then what gave me the confidence? Now, let me tell you what gave me the confidence. Let me delete this. Is the fact that, see, when you are trading binary, you know, I said something earlier on. This respects a lot technical analysis. Once after you spotted your double bottom or double top, then be looking out for market structure. Look out for break of structure. Look out for break of structure and retest. Now, look at the break of structure here. This is the high that we have that take out this high, this previous high. You know, from here we started having another lower high, lower low. We have another lower high, this lower low. But look at it. What happened? We have higher high. So let's take for example, you miss this from the bottom. Don't rush into entry. Just patiently wait for a retest. A retest is going to happen. There is nothing you can do about it. A retest will always happen when it comes to trading, especially volatility. Even in forex, look at it. That's the retest. Very clean. Very clean retest. Look at another retest here. Another retest there. So there will always be a retest. Now, so we started having, don't take trade at times. See, it's better even after seeing the double bottom and double top. Let me share with you. Especially when you are new in trading this, it's better you wait for another higher high to form. Now we are talking about double bottom. Wait for higher high, a high on each one higher than the previous high. That gives us the confidence already that we have something like a break of structure. We have a break of structure. And once you see that higher high, don't ever buy on a high, on higher high. And never sell on a low. Never. That's not taking point. Never buy because you now see this. You now felt like this is going to buy. That's going to be a high higher than this. That does not give you the assurance, the confidence for you to buy at this point. Always wait for a retest. It will always happen. And that retest is going to give you a higher low. Look at it. We have our higher low here. And look at the price action. What happened immediately? We have something like pin bar, inside bar. And after that, inside bar will start going up again. Always wait for a test. Always wait for break of structure. Whether you even get double bottom, you get double top, is better and it's more, as in, it's going to help your risk management for you to wait, always wait for a break of structure and a retest. Now, let me tell you, let me just show you this thing. What I'm trying to say is this, guys. This thing is very simple. It's just about us, it's just us being patient. If you are patient enough, make a lot of money trading. Now, this is what I'm trying to say. Now, let's say we start having a downtrend from here. This is a downtrend market, downtrend market. Then when the trend is going to change, we are going to start having something like this. Probably we have the trend changing, the trend changing. Okay. So now, okay, let's assume this is probably maybe the double top that we have. So let's assume this is double top that we have. Now, the first thing we have to wait for, as in the best way to trade is to wait for it to break this low and give us something like a retest or probably something like a lower high. Then you can execute after seeing your price action. Now, what I'm saying is this. When you now go to the market, you've missed this entry. You now saw the market somewhere around there. You made the market somewhere around there. Somewhere around there. Never enter at this point. Don't feel like, okay, because they have break this low, it's going to continue to go down. No. What you should do, what I expect you to do is, because this is still part of the lows, wait for another lower high to form. Wait for it to come back to retest something like this area. Wait for it to come back to retest something like this area. Then you can execute your trade around there. Once you see a price action, then now let me give you another secret of binary. Most time when there is a retest, there are two candlesticks that normally forms. It's either you have the hammer or the inverted hammer, or engulfing, either bearish or bullish engulfing, depending on the trend. Now, two candles I have noted that normally forms on binary when there is a retest. Watch out for a rejection candle, is hammer or inverted hammer, or you watch out for an engulfing candle, either bullish or bearish. Immediately you can spot those candlesticks on H1, execute, and place your stop loss above the last high or above the, do you understand now? Place your stop loss above here. Execute. Immediately you can see a retest. Now, this is it, a trend line. We've seen it. We start having the lower highs, lower low, and that lower low, lower highs. Immediately you can spot the lower high, and you can see a price action, a candlestick price action, and a retest to this area. The two candlesticks that mostly forms on binary at times is a rejection candle or engulfing. A rejection like this. Something like that. A rejection candle like that. Or you have engulfing. At that point, what we'll be looking at is a bearish engulfing. That's going to engulf the previous candle. You understand? So an engulfing candle that's going to, so once you can spot those two, execute immediately at the close. Now, don't say because the candle is forming, it's forming something like a engulf, it's forming something like a rejection. Now don't wait till the end, till when the time frame is, the candlestick is going to fully form. Let's take for example, we are waiting for H1. When it's now about 1:44, okay, let's say when it's about 44 minutes of the H1 candle or 50 something minutes, because you see it forming and engulfing, or you see it forming and rejection, nice. The fact that it's still forming does not mean that it's still going to give you that engulfing of this. Within 1 minute, within 5 minutes, binary can give you 5 minutes candle can give you something like 50 pips and probably go back up. So you wait for the candlestick to always close. Always wait for the candlestick to close before you execute. Let's move on. So now, you miss this area too, and you met the price at this area. Wait for you to give us another higher high. Another place you can enter is this. So that's another place that this is your entry point. This is where your entry point is supposed to be again. And like I said, watch out for what price actions. Either rejection candle or engulfing candle. Now, this has started. Now I have something like a top bottom here. We are waiting for it. Okay, this double bottom is trying to confirm to us that okay, there is probably going to be a change of trend. How do you execute? The best way for you to execute is this is the last time. Wait for higher high to form. This is the higher high. Then you retest. Execute it. Wait for your price action. Either rejection candle. At this area, you start see something like this candle. Or bullish engulfing. So you see the week will come, go down to this, then you see the candlestick closing, the candle body rather, closing inside this area. Something like that, very well at this level. Once you see this kind of price action, execute. Place your stop loss below the last low. Most time, what I do is I place my stop loss below about 20 pips below this week. Let the week end. So executed. Then if you miss this point, wait for it. Don't see it because it's going on, now enter across it. No, wait for it. Let it come back to test this high again. You execute it. Look for those price action, candlestick, execute here. These are the areas. Never buy here. Never. Never buy here. Never buy here. Don't try it. That's why you lose money. That's why people lose money rather. Never sell here. Be patient. Never sell here. Never. Never sell here. See, let me tell you one thing. Let me tell you a secret today. This is the forest market. This is the market. This market will forever be there for you. Anytime you come, you will always meet the market. The fact that you lose a trade now, rather, does not mean you are going to keep missing trade or you won't get a trade. I'm going to give you guys one of the things that has helped some of my students. And this is it. As a beginner, or even you started for long, but you will not be profitable. If not be consistent with your trading. Let me tell you a secret. One thing you can do is this. And honestly, if you can do this thing, I will tell you that it's going to help you. It's going to help your psychology. It's going to help you with the market. I used to tell my students, and those among them that listen to me, I'll do those things. I am telling you, after 1-2 months, they start becoming profitable. Their confidence level build up. They have a very good psychology, trading psychology. Now, this is it. This market is always there for you. Just do one or two things. Have it at the back of your mind that, okay, why will I be trading 10 times in a week and you are losing 9, you are losing 8, you are losing 7? And at the end of the week, your losses will be more than your the profitable trade. And you came out of the week with losses, minus $100, minus $200, or whatsoever. What of if you now reduce the number of trades you pick? What if you now reduce it to, okay, starting from next week, I'm only going to take 2 sure trades, 2 trades that I know that no, I've done every analysis and I've waited so well for this. What do I mean by that? Analyze your trades. Now, wait for a break of structure and a retest. Then add other confluence like Fibonacci. We'll get to that on the chart. Add other confluence like your Fibonacci. And once you see your price rejection zone being rejected, and you can spot a price action, and if possibly, you also add your trend line, and you could see that's a very fantastic confluence. Watch out for 2 like that you have that kind of confidence in a week, and only trade them and make them. Probably you get 100 pips from them, depending on what you have in your account, your loss size. And probably you make $100, you make $50, you make $200, you make $1,000 on those 2 trades alone for the week. And for that week, once you make those 2 trades and you hit your TP, close your chart. Try and learn or watch more videos on building your confidence level and confirming what you know. Do that consecutively for 1-2 months. I'm telling you, if you can do that for 1 month, number one, your confidence level is going to build up in the market. You have more confidence with your own analysis because you started having profitable trade. And why are you having them is the fact that you are waiting patiently. You add all your confidence. You don't just go to our 5-10 charts and see, oh, this is ready to buy. You just do analysis, you enter, you lose. The second one, you win. Third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, you lose. Eighth one, you win. Ninth and tenth, you lose. And we just feel depressed. Am I still losing? I think I know this thing. Instead of that, you can even start it with this binary, honestly. If you feel like, okay, the forex market is okay, you can, I'm telling you, you can start by only your account with $100 on binary. I'm telling you. And start this strategy I'm teaching you today. This break of structure, this double bottom, this double top, retest, price action, enter. Use the smallest law, which is 0.001. Make, if you are able to reach to get 200, 300 pieces, that means you make $20, you make $30 on each trade. Do that consecutively for 1 to 2 or 3 months. I'm telling you, as you are doing that, the fact that you are making money, even if it's little, you're not losing. It's going to build your confidence level up. It's going to help you. And it will it is going to, how do I put it, make your psychology level to be like, okay, this is the way I trade, and this is the way I must be trading. I always wait for break of structure and retest. I execute. I'm not in a hurry. I'm always patient while trading, and that will build up your progress level. Now let's move on. Guys, if you have any questions, please write them down, as I'm going to entertain questions. Okay, so let's move on. Okay, now, okay, so let's move on, guys. So now, as I was saying, we are here. I said we have the double top, we have a break of structure, we have a test. So another thing for you to be confident is you have your Fibonacci tool. Always use it. Now, let me tell you what's it called? Respect. Fibonacci for this most time is 50%, 61.8, 78.6. Those are the major levels that the 75 respect a lot, and that I use. I don't always like using 38.2. I don't use it on binary. So what you just need to do is draw your Fibonacci to, and you guys see what happened. We have a rejection. Can you see it? Price rejection level. Now we test area is 50.5, which is 50%. You guys see 50%. That's another confidence for you. Another confidence. Then now, let me tell you another thing. Let me add the extension level. Let me tell you another thing. Most time, especially when I'm using my feed on probably H1. And there are things that I do is most time I still go to as low as 30 minutes. Watch out for either my rejection candlestick or bullish, or engulfing, sorry. So now let's go to 30 minutes because you can see what happened here. This 1 hour candlestick that you see gave us how many pips movements? About 149, about 150 pips. That's the 1 hour candlestick. So now, what I do most times, now see, don't forget that the first thing let me tell you, the first thing I will notice is we have a double bottom on H4. I came to H1 to come and look out for break of structure. Because if I'm waiting for break of structure on H4, definitely it's not as if I will not get it, but of course you understand, I will enter as in the price. Like what I'm trying to say in the is H1 is going to give me a clearer picture and an early entry. So once I've seen the break of structure on H1 and I see a retest up to this level, immediately I see this candlestick, what's it called? Bearish candlestick closing, retesting this area. And the next thing I do, I shift to my 30 minutes. Then of course I will drop my feet. Next thing I do, I drop my feet from this point to this point. Then the next thing I do is, can you see my feet? Once I drop my feet, I switch to 30 minutes immediately. And what happened in 30 minutes? Can you see? This is the area. This candle. So it's not a clear engulfing candle because the body of the candle does not close above this. Does not close above it. But at least this still gives us a confirmation to enter. And honestly, even after the confirmation, which is still the close of the H1, the H1 will start going up. Just place your stop loss like 20 pips below this area. And most time when I switch my 30 minutes, I see engulfing candle on my 30 minutes. Look at this area too. This is more or less like a retest of this area. Look at it. Look at my entry. This is the engulfing. Enter after the close of this candle. So most times, like I said, I go to 30 minutes. Most times I go to 30 minutes. There are times that I go to 15 minutes. But for you, I will not advise unless when you understand how the market works, how the market operates, and you have confidence, you know that okay, then maybe there's going to be a retest or whatever. Then you can switch also to 15 minutes. Let's go to 15 minutes. I'm very sure that we'll get a clear picture of 15 minutes. That I'm very sure. So, and the reason why we are going to either 30 minutes or 15 minutes for us to have early entry. Can you see? Because of this I can put it below this area. And look at what happens. Start moving up. In fact, guys, for me, most of my trade on binary, I enter on 15 minutes, 80%. I enter on 15 minutes time frame. But don't forget, I don't do my analysis on 15 minutes. Don't get me wrong. After doing my analysis, knowing the true picture on daily, knowing the true picture on H4, and I see a break of structure on H1 and a retest. Then I use my fee to add confidence to it. I go to 15 minutes. Watch out for engulfing candle. That rejection candle. Then I execute. And I'm telling you, another thing I want you to know about binary is after retest, there is always a movement. Let's see. Easy. That's our entry. 11 hours. He gave 414 pips. 414 pips. Using 0.01, you make $41. Using 0.01, you make $414. Guys, if you are working, I want you to type why. And if you are enjoying the class and you're following, type why. Be sure that you guys are enjoying and getting what I'm doing tonight. Okay, great. So let's move on. So, as I was saying, we have the break of structure here, higher high. We have the test, which are low, and there's a peak somewhere around here. There's a peak here. Then, look at it. It came to our 61.8, which is this. These are our second TP. Came to our 61.8. So for me, in fact, this 61.8 area will even give me the confidence of me taking profit and send that. I can even see this area. This is the area that I need to watch out for. Let me so I take my profit at that area. That's as in an area for me to watch out for. I'm colliding with my 61.8 minus 61.8. Then I don't need any profit to tell me that. Labi, you got to take profit there. Then what you need to watch out for again is watch out for a break in this area. Then execute. Now let me tell you another the way I also trade banner at times when I want to trade, when I have time to trade. I can sit down with it for a bit. And you know, all this movement, I'll be making money. All this movement, this with test, weight of what's it called, structure with test, for me, higher lows. I always enter at issue test. Enter at every test. I had positions. I had positions. And I'll be taking my profits from my extension level. At least I know I've secured that one. I can enter again. I secure another one. That's another way. I have someone on this binary, a student of mine, that since last year, he has been making, okay, when he started last year, after we had a session together, and I told him one of the things I told him was the fact that it's not always been on system trying to cash every move. Just two trade. He started with two trade per week. Now within, I think it's before 2 months, this guy started making, he has built his confidence level. And I'm talking to this guy is only trading binary, he's not trading forex. This guy has his confidence level is okay with less than 2 months, and he started making $1,000 every week. As in $1,000. The first time he did it from $100 account. He made about I think he made about 1,200 or something. First week. And I told him that okay, be on the safer side, just put your account so that you not be over leveraging or whatsoever. Put your account size at between 300 and 500. He left it at $500. And 200 last year. Yeah, was making minimum of $1,000 every week on a $500 account on binary. He trades V75, he trades crash and boom. Those are the major trade pairs he trade. I'm telling you, every week this guy makes $1,000. Just listen to these things I'm teaching you guys. And of course, you know, he's my student. We had classes to eat, telling one or two other things, you understand. But what am I trying to say? This thing, this secret I'm sharing with you guys is even enough. Most of you guys can work, can build up your confidence level. I'm telling you, it's enough for you to make money in this industry. And the job about this industry, once you start making money, I'm telling you, you are making profit first month, second month, third month, fourth month. Before you know it, it will become a part of you. And you become so confident and you can always analyze your trade easily and enter trade and make money. As I'm talking to you now, the last time I spoke with this guy, he made about 6,600 in a week. Last time we spoke was January ending. Made 6,600. Now he has increased his account balance to $2,000. What he has in the account is $2,000. And the last time in January, he told me, first week of January, he told me he made about 3,500. Second week, he made about, I think, 3,900 or so. Third week, he made about 5,000 plus. Last week of January when we spoke, we've not talked because this February I've been so busy with. But I've not really, this year I've not really traded. I've been so busy with some offline activities. So we spoke and he told me that he just sent me a message. I made 6,600 this week. I was like, wow. And he withdrew the money. He got himself a nice car. Now I told him that I said the goal in February is for you to reach 10,000. I'm talking about weekly, I'm not talking about monthly, guys. This is what this guy is doing full time. He takes this trading as a business. This is what he's doing full time. Trade, make money, withdraw. And this is someone that just finished his youth service last year, looking for a job and just approached me and I shared him, of course. You understand what I'm trying to say? So, but what am I trying to say in essence is this, guys? You can do these things. All of us will learn these things. We learn this. I will keep learning every day. With the analysis that I'm doing so far, with the secret I'm sharing so far, you see that this thing is not hard. It's just for you to be patient enough. It's just for you to wait for a break of structural retest. Add confidence to it by using your Fibonacci and probably you can see trend line. Then you are good to go. Okay. Let me do another analysis for you guys. Okay. So let me delete this. From here, let's look at this area. From here, we started having something like of course we started having lower highs, lower lows, lower low, lower high, lower low. So another lower high, you understand? Then lower high, lower low. Then we have something like another lower high, lower low. Then we have something like a break of structure here. We have something like a break of structure here. Look at it on H1. This is it. Higher high, higher low, higher higher low, higher high. But now the low that formed give us another low. So when you look at this area, on H4, this is the area where we saw the double bottom. But the analysis I want to do for you now, I want to use the trend line that I mentioned on the feed now. Is okay. Once you see this area, you see a break of this have happened, and you've seen this break of structure. But on H4, we see that when you look at it, you see that probably it's nothing like a break of structure. It's more or less like a ranging market around there. So if you want to enter a trade like this too, always then something also baffled me when we have all this what's it called? This why are we not using them like the trend lines, the Fibonacci, support resistance and line. So now look at this. Then after having that trend line, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to definitely drop my feet. I said it, 61.8, 78.6. Getting 78.6. And what do I have? I have an example. Let me enlarge this so you guys can see. And don't forget, this is more like a retest of even this major area, this area. You see, a retest of that zone. Look at it. 78.6 trend line. Look at it. This is the first touch, the second touch, the third touch. And I have an engulfing candle. What happened afterwards? It went down. Let me show you it. This is our entry. What is our 108? And put it on top of that zone. That is 403 pips. What do we use here? Break of social and retest, trend line, and Fibonacci. Break of structure. Sorry, yes, retest. We have a retest. Sorry, we have a retest, a lower high forming, then we have another retest of that zone. Break of that zone, then retest. Then we have a fib, which is at 78.6 rejection. We have a engulfing after it. Then we go back down to this line. And don't forget, once I see this zone, like I used to say, let me tell you, once you see zones on this, most time on those zones or major support and resistance on higher time frame, you have that's where you have that those double top and double bottom. Don't forget that this area, this support is a major area on our daily, it's a major area on our H4. And this zone too is a major zone on our H4 because that's where the market broke out from the previous high price that we be having since January and now did about 1,900 pips before coming down. So I will be expecting it to retest this area. So we have the first touch. Automatically, I know that okay, definitely there's going to definitely be a second touch. It's going to give us double bottom. Even if it's going to break it. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm confident once I have this trend line, my Fibonacci and I have my price action, I enter my trade. I don't wait to follow through. So, guys, those are the ways to trade binary. And I really think I've actually shared a lot with you guys tonight. And for the next 24 minutes, I want to know if you have any question, because I'm going to end this live by 11. If you have any question, please, you can drop your questions. And if you want me to unmute you to ask your questions, just raise up your hand. Just raise your hand, then I will unmute you so that you can ask your question. Yes, the video is recorded. we have anyone that have a question? So while I'm waiting for any question, guys, so I got to now, what I've shared with you tonight, guys, I just want you to know the joy about all these things is learning and making them into use, practicing them. Yes, it's binary today every time of day. Yes, 24/7, 12 to 12, Monday to Sunday. January 1, day 1 to the 31st of every month. January market is always open every time. Once you get to your chart, you see it. Always. Okay. Victor Olani, okay. Let me unmute you. I can ask your question. I think
Yeah.
you can go
Hello,
ahead.
sir.
Yeah, good evening.
Yes, sir. Sorry, I just wanted to ask that for upcoming traders now, like, you've not really started making trades, but you are still undergoing lessons such as this one now. Is it advisable that you can either start on a demo account or like fund your account with a little bit if you have the capacity because of the trading psychology or emotions now? Because when you're using a demo account, for instance, now the kind of emotion you apply to it, because it is not your money now, is different when your own fund is actually inside the account you are trading on now. So I don't know if you get my question.
Get your question. Okay, thank you. Let me answer it. Now,
Thank
see,
you, sir.
yeah, the truth about trading is this. Like you said, you've answered yourself. When you are trading a demo, the kind of emotions you are going to put into it is different from when you are trading your own money.
Yeah.
As a trader, if you are starting,
Yeah.
we always advise start with demo. At least while you are learning, practice with your demo account. But there's one thing I used to tell people that is always applicable to me. Okay, let me give you one of my stories. There was a time that when I started trading, I wasn't that profitable. I was still, of course, guessing and do all sorts of things. By the time I now join Traders Up and I have the right knowledge of trading, I've gone live before. Immediately I joined Traders Up, I have to stop my live account. I was learning and I started seeing things differently. I started seeing that, I didn't even know anything all this while I was trading live account. That was the reason why I was losing. So I switched immediately to demo. I switched back to demo. Are you getting me now? And on my demo account,
Yes, I am too.
the knowledge I had, so I now told myself that, okay, $500 account next. So what I did was, and my goal was that $500 account, I'm taking it to 10,000 or so. So what I did was, okay, I now opened a demo account. I think I opened 3,000. I deliberately used the money back to 500 or 50 something. Are you getting it? And I started after
Yes, I'm
500.
too.
I traded it for, I think, 2 weeks. And I got to about $12,000 on it. But what I was trading the way, I've actually done live before. I took it as I'm trading a live account. Even when I wrote the money I lost on it, it pains me and I look at why do I lose this money? I didn't treat it like it's them with I don't need to look at why do I lose this money. You understand? I look at it like, okay, what's the reason why I lose this money? You get what I'm trying to say? So, and I learned my lesson. Now, the following, after trading that demo account, I think 2 weeks or so, I funded my live account that 500. And I did that 500 to 10,000 in 8 days. 8 days. I did it. So I learned from my demo. So for an upcoming trader, yes, it's good to start with demo, but always treat your demo the same emotion you think you are going to put into your live account. Because if you are putting it differently, I'm telling you, in your mind, you will think that you are good in demo. But when you get to life, you will discover that the emotion, the attachment Probably you are using 0.1 or you are using 1.0 on demo account. When it comes to your money, you won't be able to probably use 0.01. So whenever even you are trading demo, try to put it at the father, okay, you are also trading your money. And I don't always advise trading demo alone. That's the truth. If you are trading demo, you are a new trader, you'll be trading demo for like 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, 6 months. It doesn't make any sense. When do you want to go live? There's no trader that will not lose any money, and you learn from losing. That is if you want to be a good trader. Once you lose money, learn from it. Know what you did differently. You get one point. What did I do differently? Then you learn from it. Do I answer your question? Okay. Let me go to that question. Let me go to another question. Okay. The first question says, what does a full trend reversal look like for you to change your bias? Okay. Well, I see. I actually, even on Forex, I use daily time frame most times to check for full trend reversals. That's what I use. And as you see on our daily, let me go to daily. On our daily chart, I said it that we have something like we already have lower lows. So for me, I'm looking at or watching out for something like a trend reversal. So most times I use daily and sometimes H4. That's what I use to determine my trend reversal level. Okay, so you can see now we've have a lower low. So what I'm expecting for this market is this, something like this, then come back to this scale level. Probably we start having another trend. So I look daily. Once I can see a break of structure on daily, I don't always use H1 unless I want to, of course. I just want to trade the market based on H1. When I'm looking at a long-time trade, and if I'm using the H1, I can either buy, I can sell. What I'll just be watching out for on H1 is rate of structures. But if I want to look at the full trend change, then I look at daily time frame and sometimes H4. Then what do you consider overall break of structure? Once you have first, second, let me go to H1. Once I have first and second, okay, let's take for example, we are coming for a downtrend. And for me to have a bias of, okay, maybe the trend has changed, especially on lower time frame. Once I have something like first and second higher highs, like, okay, let's take for example this. This is the first higher low. Then I can see the second one, I see higher low for me. Then I can say, okay, on lower time frame, there is overall trend that is changing. The trend is changing, or overall break of structure. So that's what I consider. Because most times, at times, you can have these higher highs, higher lows, and it will still come and give you something like a double top and start coming down again. So when once I have the first, I have the second, then there is a combination of break of structure. Do you get that? But like I said, I always trade what I see. It's what the market presents to me. That's what I'm going to trade. That's what I'm going to trade. Then do you consider a deeper shallow pullback for higher? I consider a shallow pullback, a deeper or shallow pullback for higher probability setup trade. See, on that pullback, that's the I either shallow or higher. What I normally consider is once I have that's why I also use my feet. And the pullback, another thing, key level I look at for, is it a retest area? Once I can see it at a retest area, a broken area, retesting that a break of structure, then that give me high probability, like this one. Let me give you an example. Like this one. Can you see this pullback is a retest on this level, and it also falls on my 50.0. So once I use my field, I can see it retesting 50.0, 61.8, and 78.6. Then I see it at higher probability. And also coming back to to retest a broken area, a broken support or resistance, like this. Then I consider it higher probability trade setup. Do I answer your question? Andy, do I answer your questions? Okay. And do I use indicators? Well, the indicators I use majorly is Stoke or RSI. Why do I use them? I use them for divergence. Divergence is another class on its own. And another thing is this. Divergence, maybe if in our next class, maybe the next, I don't know, in the next 2-3 months, when I have the opportunity to have an opportunity presentation like this, then we can talk about divergence. Divergence also worked a lot for me on B75. The guy one is taught it on daily on H4. It works a lot. The big deal. Once I spotted divergence, there's going to be a massive movement, especially on H4 or daily. So the indicators I use is RSI, stochastic for me, or TDI for me to get my divergence. That's why I use them. Honestly. That's why I use them. I don't even use them for either overbought or oversell or I immediately look at my chart to discover if it has, once I see it get into a zone, I know, okay, don't buy there. Or is there an higher high, don't buy there, wait for higher lows. So those are the indicators. Okay, overall view for B75. Well, if you look at it on, let's go back to daily. Go back to daily. Honestly, my overall view is this. I think I've done it the other time. I'm still expecting a sell. Something like this. Break of this zero. Not that. Then not this. Then we can now have something like a double. You understand? So that's my overall view on daily. But like I said, you can't always look at the market one way. That's the truth. Another thing I'm looking at is once I see a break, the bullish candle out of that zone, coming back to retest, then I can have an higher high from this higher low, from this higher lower high that is in the form. Then a retest, probably a retest. Like that. Then, of course, I will also start buying. Now, I'll be expecting something like this, breaking that highs or coming to retest, then start ranging in this area. So those are the two things I'm actually watching out for. They are more of a sell in the sense that I can see another lower high for me on the what's it called on daily time frame. And also if you go to H4, if you also go to H4, you see so we already have a break of structure on H4. So we go to H4, then I'm expecting something like this. You have a bit of structure already. I'm expecting something like you coming back to retest this area. Then have another higher high. You understand? So just watch out. This area, watch out for this area. So watch out for this area. Watch out for this area. Let's see if you are going to see a retest and a rejection at this area. If you can see a rejection on this area, then buy. Then maybe we have another higher high like that. Then come back. If you can see a break of this area, then wait for a retest. Then you can start selling. But before you sell now, or wait for you to break this low. Wait for it to break this low. Let price action break this low, then it will test. That's when you are confident to say, okay, let the sell continue. So those are the two things I'm watching out for on the binary. Let me see, is there any other question? What time of day does this move? Anytime. This can even move midnight. Doesn't have any time of the day. But okay, I can tell you the days of the week. The days of the week, I can only tell you the days of the week. The days of the week that this move most are Mondays, Wednesdays, from Wednesday to Fridays, then Saturdays and Sundays at times. It's majorly from Wednesday. There's always movement. On Wednesday, then on Thursday, the market will rest a little. Then you see movement again from maybe latter part as in the night of Friday to some Saturday because it's weekend. You have a lot of people coming to the market to also trade. Then up to Mondays. See movement too on Mondays on binary. Any other question? Do you have any other person that has any question or you want to raise your hand and ask questions? Any other question? About the lot size, okay. Let me just write them. So the lowest lot size for this now it's only for this 75. All the other pairs they have their different lot size. The lowest is 0.01, which is equivalent to 10 cents per piece per point. 10 cents per piece. And the next one is 0.002, which is equivalent to 20 cents per piece. Then, of course, 0.03 like that. Then, if you use 0.01, that one is $1 per piece. If you use 0.02, of course, $2, you understand. If you use 0.1, that's $10 per piece. So that's the way this thing works on V75. That's the lot on V75. For Boomer card, the lowest you can use is 0.2. 0.2. And that 0.2 is going to give you 20 cents per piece. Then if you use 1.0, it's going to give you $1 per piece on crash and bronze. only have 5 minutes Telegram. What's your take on compounding with trading? As in, honestly, compounding of this 75 makes a loss. That's the truth, guys. See, this if you are compounding of the 75, using this 0.01 cent, within 3 months, you will just go out with $100, turn it to about 10,000. Using this loss and later you are dated to this. Maybe on from $100 to $500, you use this. From 500 to 1,000, you use this. From 10,000 and above, 5,000 above, you start using this. Compounding makes a lot of sense. As I won't lie to you. You want to make it in forest, compounding is one of the best way to make it. Compounding. Compounding of V75 makes a lot of sense. But the only thing about V75, the only problem is their withdrawal. Their withdrawal is not that how would I put it? It's not that it's not that friendly like the forest market. When you want to withdraw now, no, you have a limit, and when you are exceeding limit, they ask you to do verification. The verification can take days, can take weeks. Even after that verification, you cannot even withdraw more than $10,000 per time. And even if you have $500,000. So, and you know, it will be taking days. And not only that, even there are times that, let's if you have me now, I'm having an issue with withdrawal. There is a withdrawal I did that's pending, still pending. And I can't withdraw until they process that. Until they finish the processing of that. So it's only that withdrawal, but the truth is, it's not as if you don't get the money. It might take time before you get all the money out. But I love, honestly, compounding of the 75 makes a lot of sense. Makes a lot of sense. Make a lot of sense. So then for let me see other questions. Is it possible to trade double top bottom and lose the trade? It's very possible now. If your entry is not good, if you have a bad entry, it's very possible. There's no like it's very possible. You have a bad entry. Let's say, for example, the double bottom and you enter at the high, automatically doesn't mean that it's going to go. That's why I said always wait for a test. The test is the key to being profitable. Always wait for a test. Always. DFCB, check your chats. I've responded to you. Then, guys, if you want to, let me just give you my handle on Twitter, Instagram. Very soon, I'm going to start from March by God's grace. March is my birthday, so for my birthday, I'm going to be having a session, at least 1 or 2 sessions every week on Instagram. By God's grace, I'm going to start where we analyze. I talk about analysis. I talk about the market, what I'm looking projection, my own projection for today. And you know, it's going to be like a 30 minutes to 1 hour session. So you guys can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and on Telegram too. If you want to shout me up, my handle is the same. Use so guys, I think we can. Do anybody have any other question? Do you have any other person have any question? So I think we can call it a day. And let's see, we do this another time where I will also be revealing more secret to you guys, revealing our trading formula. And I want to advise you guys, if you are here to join Traders Hub, this is the opportunity, honestly, because we are like a family there. And I won't lie to you, joining Traders Hub changed my trading for life. The sessions I had with that we used to have with senior mentor and founder Yosha, it changed my trading a lot. And if you want to join Traders Hub, and you can also follow us, just go to tradershub.ng. You see our courses, you see the mentorship classes, you see the mentorship offer. You can pick any mentor and join any mentor. Then you can also follow us, Traders Hub, on Instagram, Twitter. Then our senior mentor, and follow him too. Tips, Yosha Mindset on Twitter and Instagram. Yosha Mindset. So guys, I'm definitely going to call it today. The recording will be dropped on the general group as the free traders of group that are there. So thank you for your time, and I hope and pray that what we've learned today, we are going to put them into use. Have a lovely, wonderful trading week, and God bless you all.